Hello there, welcome to ITV News Meridian.
Tonight's headlines in the Thames Valley. The fight to keep two elderly daycare centres in Basingstoke and Winchester open. The council wants to claw back $250,000, but families say it's misjudged.
It's a godsend. It's a vital service, not only for Mum and for me, but all the other service users and carers.
Plans to treble the size of a poultry farm near Newbury anger the local fishing community who fear for the River Kennet's chalk streams.
Also this Monday, a perfect start to the school holidays. We head to the seaside where businesses are enjoying the welcome boost.
Yes, sunshine and blue skies, and dare I say, getting a bit warmer again too. I'll be back later with all the weather details.
Good evening. Families who rely on two adult day centres in North Hampshire say it would be a disaster if they were to close. Chesil Lodge in Winchester and Newman Court in Basingstoke support people over the age of 65 who have social care needs.
Hampshire County Council says it has to make cuts in its budget and it wants a new provider to take over. If one can't be found, the centres may close. A public consultation is underway, but many families have already signed a petition against the plans. Here's Juliet Fletcher.
Back home after a busy day, Joyce Crawley goes to Newman Court Day Centre in Basingstoke 5 days a week. Her daughter Tracy, who's her carer, says it would be devastating if it were to close.
Oh, none of us carers would get respite. The service users would just give up because they love going to their club and that's what they live for. They do all activities, singing, dancing, go out for days and everything, which is the activities that she couldn't do indoors. And it's like a great big family there.
Joyce spent her life looking after others, as an army nurse and then as a carer. Now at 87 and with dementia, she needs care herself.
Mum's lucky enough to have me around because I'm a full-time carer. So these poor people that don't have family to look after them, what's going to happen to them when they're on their own 24 hours a day? So what are they going to do? They're going to end up, to giving up, aren't they? They won't have no life.
Christine Hutchins, who has Alzheimer's, lives with her partner Keith and Patricia, her carer. She also goes to the Newman Court Day Centre and Keith is worried she'll be moved elsewhere.
I don't think there's anywhere else in Basingstoke, no. I don't know of anyone. There might be, but I don't know of it. So I don't know how they'd find somewhere. Otherwise, I suppose the other alternative is it would be a grown completely in a home, which I don't want. I want to keep her here.
Newman Court Day Centre and also Chesil Lodge Day Centre in Winchester have been earmarked for possible closure to help address the £97 million shortfall in Hampshire County Council's budget. The council told us that no final decisions have yet been made in relation to this. And they said, we continue to encourage the public to provide their views on this and the other proposals contained within our future services consultation, spring 2025. That closes on May the 7th. They added that day centre users will be offered alternative support, either from an independent provider or alternative care options. But it'll still be an anxious wait for families who rely on the day centre services. Juliet Fletcher, ITV News.
Police in Reading have renewed their appeal to find a man who's been missing for almost 2 weeks. 36-year-old Keel was last seen leaving his home shortly after 9 a.m. on Wednesday the 26th of March, wearing a black top and blue jeans. He was riding a green Kawasaki motorbike. Thames Valley Police think he's travelled to Northampton, but say he also has links to Andover. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
A motorbike rider has been seriously injured in a crash involving a car in Oxfordshire. Emergency services were called yesterday afternoon to the A361 at Bradwell Grove near to the Cotswold Wildlife Park. The road was closed, causing long traffic delays. Drivers were temporarily urged to use an alternative entrance into the park.
Reading's historic cemetery arch has been closed to the public over safety concerns. Significant defects to the front stone gable were found during restoration work on the Grade 2 listed building. Structural engineers will now undertake detailed inspections before remedial work can take place.
A statue of Paddington Bear, damaged and stolen from a bench in Newbury, is to be reinstalled later this week. 2 RAF engineers targeted the statue after a night out in the town last month. Daniel Heath and William Lawrence both pleaded guilty to criminal damage and were ordered to carry out unpaid work and pay for repairs. The statue was installed last October in the town where the character's creator Michael Bond was born. A replacement will be installed on Wednesday.
Plans for a new poultry farm in West Berkshire that would be 3 times the size of the existing one have been criticised. Sutton Estates says it wants to modernise its egg production business near Newbury, but local angling groups say the resulting chicken manure would decimate local chalk streams. With the full story, here's Penny Sylvester.
The River Kennet at Marsh Benham near Newbury is popular with fishermen, but they say it's under threat from a nearby poultry farm that wants to almost triple in size.
Intensive poultry units give off a huge amount of manure, waste products and phosphate. Phosphate is lethal contaminant of pristine chalk streams like the Kennet and others.
At the moment, 12,000 egg-laying hens are farmed in mobile units here. Sutton Estates want to expand the operation and replace the sheds with a new poultry unit that would house nearly 3 times that number, up to 32,000 birds roaming the fields.
Any chalk stream environment has got a really porous surface, so anything that falls on the land is going to find its way into the groundwater, into the chalk aquifer, and will bubble up and eventually find its way into the river.
A recent High Court judgment ruled that chicken manure must be classified as industrial waste. The companies say that modernising the poultry operation would mean manure could be taken away on conveyor belts and used to fertilise other areas on the farm. Sutton Estates say as a family-owned business they deeply value the importance of safeguarding fragile ecosystems like the River Kennet, and their operations are designed to minimise environmental impacts. But local residents are not convinced.
We're worried about noise, we're worried about flies. The pollution it creates is tons and tons, and we believe that it'll be hard to avoid because of the water and because of its proximity to the floodplain.
Documents supporting the application claim there would not be any more noise or smell, and the levels of ammonia would be within legal limits.
If you allow more intensive chicken farming situated right slap bang in the middle of the floodplain, those phosphate spikes are going to increase. That's going to lead to horrible algae blooms on what should be a crystal clear chalk stream with beautiful beds of ranunculus and water crowfoot teeming with life.
The plans have been lodged with West Berkshire Council and a decision will be made in the coming months. Penny Sylvester, ITV News, Marsh Benham.
A scientist at the University of Reading has won a grant of £125,000 to fund further research into blood clotting. Dr. Alex Bai hopes his research could lead to new ways of preventing heart attacks and strokes. It could also give insight into how disease and lifestyle factors such as obesity affect blood clotting.
With No Mow May less than a month away, grass cutting season has begun in Buckinghamshire. Council crews carry out 3 cuts throughout the year across the county to keep road users safe. People who have planted wildflowers on council land are being asked to report it to the local authority if they don't want them to be cut.
Now you're watching ITV News Meridian in the Thames Valley. Still to come on the programme. Brighton's fictional crime detective series Grace returns to our screens. We're in the city with one of the stars.
And Reading put their troubles off the pitch aside to claim 3 points from Wickham.
Loads more, of course, from us online. All the details you need to get in touch are on the screen. Our website, as ever, itv.com/Meridian. You can give us a call. 0808 1010 095 is our phone number. And you can find us and follow us on social media.
Now Now, businesses on the south coast have been enjoying the weather that's brought out the crowds.
Yes, the sunshine has been a boost to the local economy. Let's cross live now to Richard Slee on Boscombe Beach in Dorset for us. And I guess, Richard, just what businesses would have wanted.
Yeah, what a fantastic day this has been, and there's plenty more of this sunshine to come later this week. Exactly the sort of weather that brings people down to the beach. And earlier today, we were on the beach in Southbourne, just a couple of miles east of here, where we spoke to visitors and the manager of a local business who all really hope that this is a sign of a lovely, warm and sunny summer to come.
We do well through the winter, but the first little break like this, especially if it times nicely when the kids are off, everything just explodes and everyone comes and makes the most of it while they can. We like to think that the first busy week is a sign of the good summer to come. We keep positive about it.
We would still be on the beach in April, but not in shirt sleeves.
Pleased to see the sun?
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. It's just lovely being out on the beach. Grandchildren, they're down for the week.
But what a perfect time with the kids off school for the Easter. Couldn't have planned it better, could we?
Absolutely cracking. I work in a school environment, so I've got 2 weeks off, and you just can't knock it.
You're making the most of this,
Oh,
aren't you?
most certainly. I live down the road there, so make the most of the beach. That's what we do.
Well, with me now is Richard Herrott from BCP Council. A lovely boost for you, isn't it, when the weather's like this?
Yeah, it's such a nice scene after quite what feels like quite a long winter, and just great to see the sun out for residents and visitors alike.
And how much does Bournemouth's economy rely on a sunny season?
A sunny season is really important to our economy. Local businesses, the hoteliers, restaurants, bars, and all of those things that know and love the tourists to come down.
Some people do complain that other than the beach there's not much else to do here when the weather's not so nice.
There is plenty to do in the area, even on the beach there is. We've got the Oceanarium, the pier with its facilities has been made free to residents and visitors this summer, and obviously all the other stuff that goes up through the towns in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole.
And just briefly, the resort has struggled in previous years with high numbers of visitors. Are you ready this year?
Our team are absolutely ready. Our Seafront Rangers are back out. The RNLI teams are out as well. Partnership working with the police is in full force, along with CSAS officers and all the staff that kind of make this resort work for everyone.
Richard, thank you very much for talking to us. So much hope here that this sort of weather continues right into the summer season, but a word of warning, the sea at the moment is very cold.
What a beautiful evening where you are. Richard, for now, thank you very much indeed. Now, it's estimated that around 1 in 7 people are neurodivergent with conditions such as autism and ADHD. That can sometimes make it harder to find the right job.
Yes, but employers are being urged to consider recruiting more people with neurodivergence because they can offer a unique blend of skills that are ideal for certain roles. Here's Malcolm Shaw.
No. I was out on location doing the video thing.
At the headquarters of Careline Live, it's another busy morning. The company at Slinfold in Sussex supplies software to home care providers, and it makes a point of recruiting staff with neurodivergence, among them Marie Page, who's the marketing manager.
I've definitely got traits that one would describe as being neurodivergent. I'm not very good at sequencing, so for instance, I can't ever remember a string of numbers. So today I had to wait for someone to let me in through the door at the office because it's a 4-digit code that I had completely forgotten. I've been working here for 2 years. I don't come into the office that often, but I'd forgotten the code. So I'm not great at sequencing. And I'm also very aware of extra sounds and other sensory kind of impacts. So I'm not very good in a loud office, for instance.
Careline Live was started in 2018 and now serves 650 customers in 7 countries. It has more than 40 staff. The company's founder says employing neurodivergent people sometimes means adapting to their needs, but also playing to their strengths.
Their ability to sometimes hyper-focus is really useful in different situations, especially where your time precious and things like that. Sometimes logical thinking, because it's, sometimes different people think in a very binary way, that can also be really useful for us as well. So there's lots of different traits that come out in different people's roles where actually you can play to those strengths and harness them.
It's estimated that as many as 1 person in 7 has neurodivergence, conditions including autism, ADHD and dyslexia. Nancy Doyle from Plumpton Green is an expert in the field and created the community interest company Genius Within.
Neurodivergence is about divergence from an average. So most people would score around average for most cognitive abilities, whereas neurodivergent people tend to have what we call a spiky profile, which is that some of the things that you test them on are quite high and some of the things might be quite challenged, but there's this idea of big differences between the things that you are brilliant at and the things that you struggle with.
Back at Careline Live, Mike Perry briefs a colleague in the technical department. He was diagnosed with dyslexia while at college, but says working in IT suits him well.
You're always trying to find ways to work around your issues. You get quite good at problem solving on the fly. And you have different ways of looking at it. They're different problems, so it can bring a different perspective.
All bosses want to recruit the best staff, and neurodiverse employees can offer companies a unique set of skills. Malcolm Shaw, ITV News, Slinfold.
Now let's talk about sport. Andrew joins us in the studio. Patey, I mean, the writing's been on the wall for a while, but I guess it is all over now for Southampton and their manager.
Tough weekend, to be honest. But yes, it was heartbreak for Saints supporters with the club's relegation confirmed. And this afternoon, Southampton announced manager Ivan Juric has left. The Croatian joined in December, but wasn't able to turn around the club's fortunes. Defeat yesterday meant the Saints set an unwanted record by becoming the first side to be relegated from the Premier League with 7 games still to play.
Xero Accounting Software sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
While last season finished with a glorious trip to Wembley, the Southampton fans here sang, "Que sera, sera, whatever will be, we're going to Coventry, que sera, sera." Saints supporters did have a brief moment of hope when Mateus Fernandes pulled a goal back in the 90th minute. But an injury-time penalty meant relegation was confirmed, and barring the search for 2 more points to beat the lowest ever points tally, thoughts have already turned to next season. Bournemouth's Brazilian striker Evan Nilsson is doing his best to try to win a place in Europe for the Cherries. This is the 3rd game in a row in which he scored, but his side have now gone 6 matches without a win, and needed Evan Nilsson at his alert best again to rescue a point. Brighton's boss Fabian Hersler described this as a wild and emotional game. He was disappointed to see his side fall behind to Mateta's powerful strike and felt the team should have built on Danny Welbeck's equaliser. The goal made the former England striker the Seagulls' all-time top Premier League goalscorer. But it was the Eagles who clinched the winner before they had 2 players sent off. Brighton's Van Hecker followed suit, the rivalry seeing a flurry of red cards and disappointment for Hersler's side. In the Football League, victory for Reading, despite the ongoing problems off the pitch, and an impressive win for Swindon. We start, though, with a massive boost to Oxford's Championship survival hopes. Sarah has more.
Oxford boss Gary Rowett credited the atmosphere created by used fans at the Kassam Stadium for the part it played in this crucial win. Siriki Dembele's first-half strike against promotion-chasing Sheffield United lifts Oxford 4 points above the relegation zone with 6 matches left to play. After going a goal down at Millwall, Pompey boss John Mousinho's response was a triple substitution, for which he was rewarded when Andre Dozzell equalised on 80 minutes. Pompey, though, had the point snatched when Mihailo Ivanovic struck just 3 minutes from time. Reading managed to put uncertainty off the pitch to one side to claim victory over Wycombe. Harvey Nibbs' spot kick on 77 minutes was enough to put the Royals just a point off the playoffs. Crawley Town's hopes of survival were dealt a blow at Stevenage at level with 20 minutes to play. Town's hopes were dashed when the hosts struck twice in the dying minutes, leaving Crawley 6 points from safety. Despite having 9 regular players out for their trip to Fleetwood, Swindon manager Ian Holloway's more makeshift side put on an impressive display, sending 4 past their mid-table opponents.
It was an historic weekend for Aldershot Town, who are now going to Wembley for the first time ever. The National League side sealed their place in the FA Trophy final, where they'll play Spennymoor Town on May the 11th, thanks to a 2-1 win in their semi-final against Woking. The European Transplant Football Championships continued in Radley this weekend, and England have claimed the title after scoring their winning goal in the final 30 seconds. Superb stuff. Finally, congratulations to around 9,000 runners who took part in the Southampton Marathon, Half Marathon and 5K yesterday, and to the 15,000 along the coast in Brighton who competed there. Now in its 15th year, the men's race was won by Sam Cook from Horsham, who completed the event in just over 2 hours and 26 minutes, and women's race winner Helen Reid, who finished in 2 hours and 53 minutes. It was quite some weekend with varying degrees of success.
Yeah, well said. Poor Andrew having to relive that relegation in front of the masses. Well done.
Very cruel. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, more drama now, because last night the detective drama Grace returned to our screens on ITV1 and ITVX. The series that's set in Brighton is based on the best-selling novels by Peter James. In fact, Queen Camilla has said Roy Grace is her favourite fictional detective of all time.
Well, fans won't be disappointed with the new feature-length episodes for season 5. Natalie Ball has been speaking to Richie Campbell, who plays D.I. Glenn Branson.
You think it was murder?
It's the detective drama where Brighton has almost as big a role as the lead characters. And with a bomb threat, a missing teenager and personal heartbreak, Season 5 of Grace is sure to have viewers gripped from the start.
There's a bomb in the stadium. We need to find Roy.
What do you think makes Grace so successful? Because you're on Season 5 now.
I think, do you know what, it's an amalgamation of so many different things. The books are like bestsellers. The character himself is like a great character. It's like a great cop who wants to just do good. I think people are just invested as well. That's what John and I are really like excited about, that people care about the characters and like they want to see that journey. They want to see them go on that kind of journey and get the bad guys. You know, you can always root for them.
You sure you're going to be...
It's okay. I'm ready.
Well, in that case, I've got you a possible murder victim. Male, 30s, head trauma, found in a hotel room last night. No ID.
It's very thoughtful of you.
At the start of Season 5, there is heartbreak for Roy and Cleo.
We start off with the fact that they've lost their baby. And so for Roy, he just wants to get back into work and focus on that. And for Cleo, it's hard for her to let go. You know, it's a big thing. They were kind of a big step to move forward in their lives together. And so, yeah, it's a somber moment, but also it's that thing that, you know, you get to meet the people behind the police and behind the pathologist and all that kind of stuff.
How do you find filming in Brighton? Is it more difficult now that people recognise the cast and know the show so well?
Do you know what? We started in lockdown, so it was bizarre because like everything was all locked off and people were kind of not really around. So over the years, we've seen it change and it's got a lot harder because yes, people know the show and people are aware of the camera crew and everything like that. But much as it is tricky sometimes doing scenes on the beach or, you know, in the lanes or anything like that, like everyone's so nice about it, which is it's a great feeling to know that you're part of a show that people like and care about.
You're known to like a few stunts on location. Can we expect any in this season?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm one of those people where the scripts are coming in and I'm like, please, please, let there be a stunt, let there be a stunt. But because they've worked so well, like for previously, I think when the scripts do come in, I think they know that we're trying to kind of up it ever so often. So yeah, there's definitely some stunts. There's definitely some real good action sequence in this season, which is brilliant.
This is the longest that any of the cast have played characters. Is that testament to the writing?
Yeah, 100%. It's testament to every department, really. You know, like most actors will tell you, like they want to do diverse things, and that was the beauty of being an actor. But what's brilliant about this piece, about Grace, is that you can do all of that within this world. You know, the books are the kind of blueprint already, so we know we've got a great kind of base, and it's just for us to kind of elevate that.
Author Peter James has promised there are plenty more cases for Grace and Branson to solve, and filming for season 6 will take place in Brighton later this year. Natalie Bohr, ITV News.
Looks really good, and you can stream all the series on ITVX and watch the next episode of Grace Season 5 on Sunday at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and, of course, on ITVX.
Right, weather time now. Pip is here, and in a moment we're going to talk about all this lovely sunshine we've been treated to. First, though, we need to congratulate Pip on something, don't we?
Oh, yes. Marathon runner.
Well, half marathon, yeah.
Still a marathon.
I don't know how anybody did that route twice. I did Southampton yesterday. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever appreciated quite how hilly Southampton was until I started running around here. But huge support all the way round. Orange slices, people with hoses, because of course it was hot and it was sunny. Yeah, it was really quite warm yesterday. In fact, temperature-wise, this is what we got up to over the weekend. Saturday, Herne peaked at around 21 Celsius, and it also topped the table around the UK on Sunday, hitting 19 Celsius as well. And this is how it's looking for April so far as a result. Currently, we're sitting comfortably above the April average in terms of maximum temperatures, 3.5 degrees above actually. And sunshine just kind of following where March left off, 62 hours so far. That gives us 35% of the monthly sunshine, when we should really only be sat about 20. Not bad.
And dare we ask, how long is it going to stay for, or is it going to break anytime soon?
Yeah, well, it will break eventually. I mean, we are only in April, aren't we? We've got a lot of year left. But this is how things are looking at the moment. High pressure plonked right over the UK. It's sandwiched between two areas of low pressure. What that's doing is it's forcing the jet stream to sort of wiggle around like this. This is what we call an omega block, because it's an omega-shaped wiggle. Now, over the next few days, things will start to change. If that persisted, it would be lovely and dry and sunny for all eternity. But it looks as though high pressure is going to sink southwards, low pressures are going to drift off northwards, and that allows that jet stream to relax, so it's coming far more west to east, and that means we could well see some frontal systems coming our way. Having said that, it's a long way off. I think down here probably Sunday earliest, maybe into the early part of next week. Let's get the details for now.
An icy start to the day will give way to a series of oohs and ahs. TUI sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
It really has been another beautiful day out there, continuing the theme for April. A lot of dry weather set to come over the next few days as well. Some lovely warm sunshine, but the nights will be still a little on the chilly side. And that will certainly be the case overnight tonight, with clear skies and easing winds. Temperatures will topple for many down into the low single figures in towns and cities. And I think some rural spots perhaps as low as -2, -3 quite widely. That in turn giving rise to a patchy frost and 1 or 2 areas of mist and fog as well. But all of that will quickly disperse tomorrow morning, leaving us with another beautiful day across the region. Lots of sunshine, just a little patchy high cloud coming and going, and temperatures once again responding pretty well, similar to today, if not a degree or so higher. These are the times of high water if you're heading to the coast. For Southampton there, 9 minutes past 9 in the morning and around 10 to 10 in the evening. And then looking ahead to the next few days, confirmation of lots of dry and fine weather to come. Perhaps a little more cloud coming and going as the week wears on, but winds generally light and temperatures by day a little higher, especially so by Friday.
TUI sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
So Pip's run the half marathon. You've run a marathon previously.
Yes, and yourself?
No, I rushed once. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. Anyway, that's it from us. Thank you very much for watching. I'm back with your late updates at 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
For now, though, have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.